Hello YouTube, Jerry Kirkpatrick here. I'd like to tell you a little bit about this wall chart that I've been selling all over the world since 1987. But first, I would like to explain why it's been 3 weeks since my last video. The day after I uploaded that video, our whole septic tank, septic system took a dump. Yes, it did. And it took me a day and a half digging different places to find out where the roots had grown into the septic pipe. And so after I found that out, I rented a small excavator and dug out the whole area around where the septic line was, tore that out, and installed a new septic line. The original one, there were two places where it was put together with T's and they were actually going uphill. I don't understand. The house that I live in is the original slaughterhouse in Willits, so it's well over 100 years old. No telling when the septic lines went in, but anyhow, I rerouted them. I had to change some of the water line also that was running alongside parallel to the old system. So anyhow, I got that done. That took the better part of that week. And then the following week, for 5 days, I was at the chiropractor for 3 out of those 5 days, and it finally took the 3rd session to get the sciatic back in place. The thoracic and the lumbar were 2 different episodes, let's say. So anyhow, being 75 years old and working a shovel for a week, don't do it. As soon as I started getting better with my back and I could get up and move around and such, I was informed that we were going to have 2 days without rain, which is kind of a rarity around here up in Northern California. And it would be to my best interest to get some mowing done, as you saw in the lead-in to this video. And I have found that when a suggestion is made, typical of this one, if you don't heed, then dinner starts tasting a little different, if you know what I mean. And then after that, I got the north and the east pasture mowed, and I had one of these wall charts that I had to send to Austria, and when I pulled it out to pack it up and send it, I saw that I only had 4 charts left. So I called the guy that had been doing these for 20 years, and there was no answer. The phone had been discontinued. So it took me a while to find another place that could reproduce them and laminate them. And I made a couple of trips down to Ukiah, 25 miles away, just to get everything squared up and to look the way I desired them to be. And so everything, just last Thursday, 2 days ago, 1 day ago, I've got new ones being made, and I thought this would be a good point to let you see what this chart does. You've probably seen it in the background of other videos that I've done, anything that I've taken in this direction. You've seen the wall chart sitting there, probably didn't notice it, but it's probably one of the best things that if you're a fabricator, if you have a welding shop, this thing is worth its weight in gold. So let's get in a little bit closer, and I'll show you how the chart is used and what all is on the chart. So what's on the chart is all the different basic materials that you use in fabricating on a regular basis, and all of the different materials has the size and the pounds per foot. The standard pipe has the size, pounds per foot, OD, ID, and the wall thickness. And what we have is hot rolled flat stock, standard pipe, hot rolled sheet, gives you the gauge, the size, the thickness, and the pounds per square foot. The channel iron gives you the width, the flange size, if it's not just standard channel, the thickness and pounds per foot, square tubing, size, pounds per foot, rectangle tubing, same, round tubing, hot rolled round solid bar stock, hot rolled square solid bar stock. And then when we come down to the lower section, here's all your angle iron, both similar and dissimilar legs. The width, flange, thickness, pounds per foot. Same on the other side. And then your hot rolled flats continue all the way down to 1 inch thick by 8 inches wide. This area right in here, let's get a little bit closer on this segment right here, because this thing is invaluable, these 4 charts right here. This segment here has degrees for dividing a circle, how many divisions you want, how many degrees will give you that number of divisions of a circle, melting points of several different materials and at what temperature they melt. Copper is 1870. So if you have some material, especially steel melts at 2700 degrees. Lead, where's lead? Lead is 620 degrees. So these are all the melting points of various materials. Here are weights and measures. Say you're building a dry sump tank for a car, and you require 6 quarts in the tank itself. 1 cubic foot of water or liquid is 7.48 US gallons, 1 cubic foot. So you can use that in determining the volume of the tank that you're going to make Here, 1 US gallon is 231 cubic inches. So if you have a roll cage to go around, or on a lot of the sprint cars and midgets, when we're building tanks, we have to make allowance for radius rods because the tank is on the outside of the car. So we can make a tank the size that we want it, and then have to start cutting away for clearance of other pieces. So by checking the volume of the standard tank, when we have to make a cut, we have to add that much volume in some other place. So that's really a handy chart to have here. And then circumference and area of a circle. So here you have the circumference all the way up to 24 inches and the area of each of these circles, diameter. So if you want to get one of these charts, I will have a link below the description. One of the best features about this chart is that you can write the price of each of the products down right on the chart. Since it is laminated, you can use a dry erase marker and put your prices right on the chart. When I had my shop, I had one of these in the office and one out by my cutoff saw, and the two other welding shops in Willits would come over to my place and take material off of the rack, cut it, and when they wouldn't even have to bother me. They would just look at the chart, leave the money on the desk, and be gone. When I went in after I got finished working, I'd find money just laying on the desk, and I knew that they had come in, purchased some material, and went off with it. And you know that hot rolled material, A36, hot rolled material, bar stock, round or square, is sold by the pound, but your cold rolled material such as square tubing and rectangle tubing is sold by the foot. So if I want some 2-inch square with a 120 wall, then I call the supplier, ask them how much it is a foot for the square. In this case, it was $2.98 a foot. So I just add 30% to that, which is 89 cents, which gives me a retail price of $3.87. So right here, where I have 2-inch 120, I can write 387 right on the chart. And when I go to quote a job, once you get all of these filled up, as you're quoting new work, you just look at your chart. Sometimes I would call the supplier, see if the material had gone up or down. If it had not, I've already got my price. So when I'm quoting a job, I know that I have to charge the customer $3.87 for a 2-inch square with a 120 wall. So that's another nice feature about this chart. We have 2 days without rain, so I got to mow again. See you later.